Welcome back everyone, hope you all are doing well. Today we are tackling my September bullet journal setup. So this theme I was really excited about because every page has something to do with my bedroom. So you'll see here on my front page, this is my main desk area. So this is where I film all my bullet journal YouTube videos and just sit at and relax, write in my journal, and pretty much do all my work things here. So I really love spending time here, especially just looking out of my window and seeing the field in front of us. So here you can see I am drawing some vines around my window, and this is because I just recently kind of redid my whole room. I'm not fully done yet. I don't have closet doors just yet, so that's one thing I need to get. But most of my room is completely finished, and these vines were one of the finishing touches I added. Here I have these vinyl records that I put against my wall. I actually thrifted these vinyls. I painted them and decorated them all these different shades of green and hung them up against my wall. I painted these swirls and also this kind of look that it's dripping paint off of it, a cow print, and it looks really cute in the end. I'm also glad that I found this circular stencil because this helped me out a lot. And then now I'm just finishing up the desk and I'm using this circular stencil thing as my ruler. I drew my bullet journal on the desk as well as a bunch of plants because my room is filled with plants, a lot of succulents. Drew a pen and a mug, and then my lamp is really cute there. I also drew this chair, and this is kind of the shape of my chair. What I was thinking of doing is on my Instagram, if you guys want to follow me there, I will post the pictures of my bullet journal page, and then on the next slide I'll show the comparison to my room. So I'll take some pictures of my room and show how that looks. Here I have a guitar. So I just recently started playing guitar. I think I started around 4 weeks ago, and I don't have it hung up on my wall yet, but I'm going to order a hook soon. So here are the colors I'm going to use for this setup. It's just a bunch of different sage greens, browns, and grays. Now with my different shades of gray, I colored in the vinyls on the side, and the middle one I did a lighter gray, but I'm going to be changing that later. And then I took my light sage green pen and colored in each of the little ivy leaves, and then also with a thin part of my Tombow dual brush pen, I did the little line around it all just to make sure that the stem is also green. Colored in the ledge of the window underneath it, and as well as changing the color from light gray to brown for the little strip going across it and the legs of the table and chair. And also the little coffee mug, plant pots, and I added some detail to the plant pots and outlined all of that. I used colors that really match together, that they don't clash, and they all kind of fade into each other. It's a very mellow feel, not very color pop. Next, I colored in my guitar on the right with the light gray, but also later I'm probably going to change it as well because my actual guitar is black. And you can see here on the left, I then also changed the middle vinyl record to a darker gray. Added some little clouds into my window to make it look really pretty, and then wrote September in a cursive font below. Now you can see that I colored in the guitar a dark gray again, just to make it more realistic to how it actually is. I lined the September cursive font with my green pen again. And next, I'm going to be working on my calendar. I stuck to the small calendar as I didn't have much time to film this video. Once again, it's just summer things being busy and not having much time for it. And now that school's starting, I probably won't be going to as many like get-togethers and seeing friends as often as I usually would. So I'll have more time to make videos at the end of each day. I just outlined the calendar, also drew a little hanging pot in the top left corner, and a pot just sitting down on the right bottom corner. Wrote September again in this pretty font. It's cursive, but every single letter is detached, so they're not actually, it's not really cursive, but kind of is. I did these little drop shadows on the right side of the calendar and also lined the numbers in each block, as well as my notes, YouTube growth tracker, and Instagram tracker. I really like taking small little notes. I don't use it very often, but if something just pops into my brain I need to remember, I like writing it down in there. Added some brown washi tape and this green leaf washi tape to the bottom left corner just to add a little bit more character to the page. Next, onto my mood tracker. This is kind of the left wall in my room. I have this white IKEA shelf with these 4 bins on the bottom 4 little areas. I don't really know what to call it. But I have these little baskets where I can store things in. I have books in some of them, some old toys that I had as a kid, and some of them I need to sort through these a lot. And then in the top shelves, I actually put books here, but I don't have books in those shelves. I actually have these little glass figurines that I collect from different places I've been, just some grocery stores sometimes. On top of the shelf, I drew my record player, some plant pots, and this round terrarium as well. Next, I'm working on the books, and each of these books will be represented for one day of the month, and that's where I will be coloring it into whatever color the mood corresponds to. I have this large kind of collage thing, and my room is mostly green decorations, and I created this sage green and black and white collage of pictures of me and my friends, family, fun moments, and I put them on this big cardboard piece and taped them onto there to make a cool collage. And I have these vines going over top of it on my ceiling, and I have these macrame terrariums that I also made. I love making all of my things. I'd rather make something first than go and buy it in a store because it just gives you more experience with things, and for the future it'll help you out with a bunch of things, especially if I'll be buying a house one day and maybe I want to redo my kitchen and stuff like that. It'll just prepare me for things like that to make everything on my own. I continue to outline the little macrame holders with my glass terrariums in it. I think I bought these at Michael's. They're really cute. So here I colored in each of the little pictures, these green and gray colors, and I think this looked really nice. It was kind of a little bit tricky to draw this, to have it like some go over top of each other, some pictures going behind, some being more visible than others. It was just kind of tricky. I printed all these pictures at Walmart. I think they were just 4x6 images, and I think I got around 110 pictures. I ended up only putting up about 80 to 90, I'm pretty sure, but I really love how it turned out. I continued to color in the vines, and this was probably the thing that took the longest, was just coloring in each individual little leaf. I colored in my record player, and then I made the vinyl a light brown. I drew the colors of my little basket things gray, and mine are actually this exact shade. I was thinking of maybe getting lighter green baskets instead of these dark gray ones, but maybe that might be a little bit too much green for my room. I did the background with light gray, and I am done with this page now. Moving on to the next page, this is my habit tracker page, but I also wrote my little mood colors here so that I know what color each mood will represent. I drew some vines and over top, so these pages are kind of interlinking with each other. So the vines are going across onto the page, and underneath these vines I drew my little album cover stand. So I have this on the wall kind of next to the wall with my shelf and record player. I'll show pictures on my Instagram, make sure to check it out. And then I have my vinyl box underneath it. It was brown at first, it was just a wooden box, but I painted it white, and the logo I made black to kind of give it more of a farmhouse style feel. And then next to it I have this small guitar that I got at Goodwill or something a long time ago, and that's what got me started with guitar, and I kind of put it away for years, and I picked it up and started and loved it, so that's why I got my new one. And this is actually a brown guitar, but it's a child-sized one, so that's why it's kind of smaller than the one I drew on my cover page. I drew this long shelf. Now this I don't have in my room. I actually have a little cart I got from Michael's to store my pens and art supplies in, but I wanted to make space for my habits and stuff, so I drew this shelf looking thing to draw all my habits in. I drew some frames over top of it with these cute little images, and I also on top of the shelf drew this little water mister that I have, a couple books, and a plant. Now I started coloring in everything with different shades of greens, grays, and browns. I drew the Coldplay Parachutes album because that was the album that I actually own that fits the color scheme of this bullet journal setup. The background is black, but I drew it as this lighter gray, and the globe of that album is yellow, but I drew it in brown instead. Colored in all the vine leaves, and then with the pen did all the stems of it. Also highlighted the word habit with the green pen again, filled in the shelves with this light gray, and then I was done with this page, moving on to my one line a day or memories page as I call it. Wrote it again in this very pretty cursive font, wrote all the numbers 1 through 30 on here, and then I drew my piano. So I actually have a loft bed, and underneath my loft bed is where my piano is, and this little macrame chair and beanbag. But I love spending time here and always playing just something random on the piano. I've been taking lessons since I was, I think, 5 years old, and I just really haven't stopped since. I love it so much. But yeah, my piano is black, but I drew it in this very dark gray, and I made a little piano book with 2 different shades of sage green. I will try my best to get a picture of my piano for Instagram, but it might be tricky since it's under my loft bed. This is my little book basket I have, and it's kind of also fitting in with that macrame type feel. It has brown with these white braids over top of it. Now for the final flip through of my bullet journal setup. As you can see, I added a little white accents to the side to give it a little bit more depth and character, but I really liked how it turned out. Also added a little bit more washi tape and just fixed things here and there that I didn't want to just record everything on. But anyways, I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. This was a really fun setup to make since it was corresponding to my actual bedroom. But yeah, make sure to check out my Instagram for those pictures. See ya!